So I want to start with a little self-introduction because I don't think a lot of you know me. My name is Isabella Tan. I'm 19 years old. I graduated batch 2015, and the I in Isabella stands for amazing. Get it? I, amazing. I know that's really corny, but I'm sure that many of us here have done many self-introductions before. And you know, whenever we are told to say something about ourselves, our minds immediately scramble to think of something different, something unique, something crazy. We all want to say something that is identifiably distinct. But, you know, just when you decide on something uniquely crazy to say, we always stop short of actually saying it. There is that hesitation. And in that hesitation, we usually end up saying something mildly interesting, maybe a little bit awkward, or sometimes even just boring. We all want to say something different, but just not too different. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about being different. But first, I want to introduce you all to my favorite pen. I have it here with me. It's just a regular pen. I bought this from Muji. It's not the pen, I can tell you that. It's just a pen. And yet, it's my favorite pen. Why? Well, it's actually because it hides a secret. The secret is, it's not just a pen, but it's a combination of a pen and a pencil. Now, we all know what I needed the pen for. I mean, high school. But no class except math required the use of a pencil. And although I did a lot of math, that did not make this my favorite pen. So what was the pencil for? Well, the secret is I love drawing. Not just love, but I truly love drawing. I was a serial doodler, if that's even a word. And this pen helped me multitask between note-taking and drawing in stealth. I mean, what's more suspicious than holding a bright yellow Mongol pencil in Chinese class, right? And I did everything in stealth. No sketch pads, no erasers, nothing of the sort. This pen helped me hide my secret love for drawing. But those who knew me in high school will know that I was never one for hiding or secrets. I was the kind of person who always did what I wanted. If I didn't like something, then I probably wouldn't do it. If I didn't like you, then you would see it on my face. That's if I didn't tell it to your face. I was a terrible person. And yet, I needed this pen. To everyone, I was just me. To everyone, I was Isabella Tan, salutatorian, oblation scholar, math genius, hater of prom and sports fest, queen of throwing shade eye, and master of being me. And yet, I needed this pen. And I love drawing. Do you want to know what I do with my drawings after? I'd shred them into oblivion. I always drew on a separate page of my notebook so that after class I could tear it out. So to my past teachers, if you notice that my notebooks were thin, then that's probably because I drew a lot in your class. And I drew in every class. I'm telling you that. I drew in every class. So why did I feel the need to hide something like this? Something that was a big part of me. And I thought about it for a while. I thought about it when I was in high school. I thought about it when I was writing the speech. And I thought about it every single time I used this pen. And through that thinking, I came up with an answer. Why does anyone feel the need to hide? Why did I feel the need to hide? Well, firstly, it's because I felt that what I was doing was wrong. Think about it this way. How many of you know people who draw? Professional artists aside. How many people do you personally know who draw? How many of you have parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, teachers, friends who draw? Not a lot, I can guess. And that in itself sends a very big message. They're adults, and we're just kids. They must know better. And I'm not just talking adults, but society and a majority of the population here. If they don't do it, then it must be wrong. And that's what I always thought. And that's what we all think. But let me tell you a story. Flashback to grade 3 math class. Our teacher had just asked us a question. And the choices were 3 plus 9 or 9 plus 3. Now, I don't know how those two were different, but at that time they were. I knew the correct answer to be 9 plus 3. And when my teacher asked those who thought 3 plus 9, the wrong answer, to raise their hands, my classmate, my seatmate, he immediately raised his hand with no hesitation. And when I saw his hand shoot up, I started doubting myself. I mean, it could be a trick question. Math is always tricky. So at the spur of the moment, I raised my hand too. And I was sitting at the very front of the class, so everyone saw me. And at that time, I was a little infamous for being good at maths. So when everybody saw me raise their hand, they all started raising their hand one by one, and it snowballed to such a degree that out of 40 people in the class, guess how many people raised their hands? 39. 39 people raised their hands for an answer that was obviously wrong. And that one girl who got the right answer, she got candy from the teacher. And to a bunch of 10-year-olds, that's just painful. So being the confrontational person that I was, I confronted my classmate after class. How could you guys be so stupid? The answer was obviously wrong, and yet you all decided to follow me. Well, I'm sorry, but I was wrong too. And I will never forget her answer, because she told me, Isabella, we know we're stupid. That's why we decided to follow you. It's because you're smart. And don't ever call yourself stupid. You just made a mistake. It never ceases to amaze me how sometimes 10-year-olds can be so smart. I was their standard. I was the standard. And I was wrong. Our standards can be wrong. People can be wrong. Society can be wrong. Even the most infallible can make mistakes. And even if they aren't wrong, even if they're right, it doesn't mean that we're wrong. Being different doesn't mean you're wrong. Being different just means that you're different. And sometimes if being different is what it takes to be right, you just have to be different. Now, I won't linger on that too much. I'm gonna go to reason number 2. Why did I feel the need to hide? Well, it's because I felt that I was alone. It's not that I was a social pariah or anything. I did have friends, but it's just that I could tell that they didn't feel the same way about it as I did, the same way about drawing as I did. It's like, when you read this really good book, and it's just so great that you have to go and find someone to talk to about it, and somehow you just can't seem to find anyone who's read the same book. It's like being the only person in the world who watches Game of Thrones. It's just sad and lonely and frustrating. And after a while, you just stop telling people. You stop telling people because it's sad that something you like is treated with mild interest. And I don't blame them, because for them, it was just something mildly interesting. And for the longest time, I felt truly alone. That was until grade 5. In grade 5, I was seated in the very corner of the classroom next to the 2 people who would become my best friends. They're my best friends. They love drawing, I love drawing. It was an instant connection. And I didn't have to shred my drawings anymore. I trusted them to keep it for me. And the best part was I could draw and I could talk about drawing as much as I wanted. As long as I had them, I wasn't alone. And I knew what it felt like to be alone. So come graduation, I told myself that I never wanted to feel that way again. I never wanted to feel that way again. So I took a risk. I applied to UP College of Fine Arts, and it was a big risk. Only a handful of my batchmates were going to UP, and I could end up lonelier than ever. And I never thought that I would find friends like the one I had in Saint Jude. But again, I was wrong. There was an entire college of people who were interested in art. I had blockmates I could talk to. I had professors I could talk to. I had new friends I could talk to. The world of drawing was just so much bigger than the three of us in that small corner of the classroom. The world is so much bigger than our families. The world is so much bigger than the people we know. The world is so much bigger outside Saint Jude Catholic School. The world is so much bigger than we think it is. So yes, being lonely, being different can be lonely sometimes. But you will never truly be alone. Because somewhere out there, there are people just like you. And sometimes fate will bring you together, like a random seating arrangement. But sometimes you have to go out of your way to find these people. So find these people, because trust me, they make all the difference in the world. Now, I want to go to the last and final reason. Why did I feel the need to hide? Well, it's because it's not easy being different. It's not easy. You may be right by being different, but if people still think you're wrong, then it doesn't make a difference. You may have found a friend or two, but you still have the rest of the world to go up against. No matter how many reasons I give you, no matter how many times people tell you that it's okay, just be yourself. Being different is just so freaking hard. People will be hard on you. People will hate you, and people will hurt you. It hurts when people call you weird. It hurts when people say it's just a hobby. It hurts when people say it's just a phase. It hurts when you know you've disappointed your family and your friends and you can't do anything about it. It hurts when society accuses you of wasting a privileged life on something they have deemed just unimportant. It hurts when people laugh at you for being amazing. And sometimes it hurts so much that it's better to just stop. Just stop. Just stick to being plain old amazing. Well, I'm sure that many of us here are hurting now, but to those who are hurting, let me tell you this. Don't stop. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Being different is hard, but you know what's hard? Hiding. Hiding behind a flimsy, cheap-ass pen, and that's what I did the whole time in Saint Jude. And you know what? I don't even use this pen anymore now that I'm in college. My pencil case may be full of junk, like for some reason a popsicle stick with sandpaper on it. And my bag may be so loaded with all the sketch pads I have to lug around, but to me, it doesn't feel one bit heavier. What I carry around isn't junk. It's the burden of freedom. And it's a burden I'm only too happy to carry for the rest of my life. I'm happy. Everyone has this burden on their shoulders. But what matters is not how you carry it, but if you choose to carry it. So don't give up. Never give up. And, tell those people. Tell those people who hurt you or hate you or look at you with those eyes, tell them this. Don't hate me. Don't hate me because I'm weird, crazy, or irrational. Don't hate me because you think I'm wrong. Don't hate me because you think I'm all alone. Don't hate me because I love my hobby and I love what I do. Don't hate me because I've had to make my own decisions. Decisions that aren't yours to make and decisions that are very different from the ones you've had to make. Don't hate me because I'm not like you. Don't hate me because I can't be you. Don't hate me because I'm not you and I will never, never be you because I'm me. I'm just me. And being me is all I ever can and will do. Don't hate me for being me. I know you may not understand me. I know you may not agree with me. I know you may not even like me. But you can try. You can try just a little bit. Try just a little bit harder. Try harder than you've ever tried before. Try. Because the world could do with a lot less hate.
you.